Hello, my name is the Professor, joined with my student teacher,
I'm Izumi.
and today we're going to be showing off the donation incentives as well as all bosses for the Nightmare Before Christmas Oogie's Revenge. Now, first off, in this game we have 5 different costumes. Oh, this is for beating the game and actually playing the game as normal Jack. Beating with a C rank gives you Pajama, B rank is Dancing, A is Thespian, and S plus Secret Chapters is Phantom. I'd have to say Dancing Jack's my favorite. For a while was Thespian, but I've grown accustomed to Dancing. What about
Pajama
you?
Jack, Pajama Jack's always had a place in my heart, but I think, yeah, Thespian's nice, but it's like, I feel like Thespian should have been the B rank instead of A.
Yeah. A rank, I honestly, I believed Dancing's fine where it is, Phantom's fine where it is, but
Yeah.
Pajama and Thespian should have swapped, in my opinion, just because Pajama's
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yeah, that would be good. Because Pajama's nice. Like, Phantom is like Phantom of the Opera. It looks amazing.
Yeah. Dancing Jack is full on, what would
I-
you call this?
It's just like a ballroom gala suit. He doesn't have as Doug Dimmadome of a hat as the mayor, but
Yeah.
little top hat. There's Thespian.
Thespian's really inspired by the Shakespearean, the Phantom of the Opera type stuff.
I kind of just like the puffy torso of Thespian.
And Phantom Jack just gives you a cape.
Yeah. The purple awesomeness of the cape. And you got like the popped collar and everything.
Yeah, and a bigger tie. This is completely pointless compared to the other costumes, but it's your 100% reward.
Yeah. And the costumes don't really affect anything. They're just nice to look at.
Yeah. Imagine if we found out having Pajama Jack actually I don't know, just makes you jump higher, but barely.
I
That
would
be
just
funny as heck.
laugh so hard.
Next is I can beat Chapter 1 without looking.
Blindfolded Chapter 1.
That's our next donation incentive.
Are we doing blindfolded and then starting all bosses, or is this just gonna be all bosses number 1?
This is going to be all bosses because blindfolded is kind of the same minus one set of movement.
Yeah. So in all bosses, we have to fight all the bosses as it sounds. So that really means we only have to play chapter 1, chapter 5, chapter 8, chapter 11, chapter 12, chapter 15, chapter 16, 17, 20, 23, and 24.
Yep.
So
Basically
it cuts out
everything.
maybe half.
Yeah. We're
It
focusing.
cuts out a lot of the longer chapters for sure.
Yeah. It's kind of our boss rush. There's
Yeah.
the regular Let's Dance boss rush, which only does the Let's Dance bosses, and then all bosses just gets everything.
Yeah, and like for comparison's sake, a normal new game plus any percent run would take somewhere in the ballpark of 1 hour 50. But all bosses on easy, you but knock that out in like 30 or 40 minutes.
Yeah. So I won't be having my headphones on, so Azumi's going to basically explain what I'm doing as we get through it.
Yeah, chapter 1's pretty simple enough.
All right, I'm going to get my blindfold on and we can get started. Where'd I put it? There it is.
He's already blindfolded. At least I would be. I can't see out. I can't see anything without my glasses.
I just poked myself in the eye. All right, Gadies and Littlemen. I always do this. I put on my blindfold and realize I can't find my controller. Let me put it on my lap. All right, here we go.
All right, so chapter 1 is, as you can see by the his PB time, pretty short. about half of the level is just fighting these skeletons. So you have to fight 6 of these, and then there's a little cutscene that plays, and then you just, you know, you just fire. Yeah, you'll just flamethrower like he's doing here, and all right, now he got it. So this cutscene is gonna play now that he's killed those 6, and Oogie's gonna start his speech. And right now he can just hold down X until it's time for the next area. And as soon as the speech is over, we get to run in and do the boss fight. So this takes, you know, maybe 30 seconds that he's talking. Enemies will spawn throughout the entire thing, but they die in one tick of the flamethrower, so the camera doesn't even really pan over to them. Usually when it's not blindfolded, and especially in full game runs, you'll want to hit confirm on the fountain to refill your bottles, because after this next cutscene coming up right here, if you try and refill your healing bottles, you'll have to click through a text box and it'll freeze you in place. But if you do it while the Oogie speech is still going on, it is just hit X and it does it. So now we're about to go into Town Hall. The Professor has sometimes had a little bit of issues with finding his way there. In practice, this is not the easiest thing to do blindfolded, because the camera does not... It's not a free cam, and it does sometimes fight you.
Oh, I can't hear my footsteps. That's not good.
Yeah, auditory clues are good, are nice.
Okay, if I'm hitting that, then I need to go to the right.
Almost there. This is my favorite part.
There we go.
Alright, so now he knows where he's at. He can get to Town Hall. Oh, don't overshoot it. There you go. Let's go. Alright. Little hiccup, but we did it. We got there. Now a little cutscene here. And we get to fight the first boss. This is Shadow Oogie. Or I guess technically it's Oogie's shadow, but I don't think it really matters. That's kind of just semantics. In easy, this boy has 600 health, and Professor did not walk forward enough to do damage just yet. There we go. So the level 3 Fire Blast does 100 damage, and that means you need 6 to finally defeat Oogie. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Chapter 1 blindfolded. Could have been a little bit less rocky, but we got there in the end.
Clear time! Combo! Damage! Exclamation marks count!
So,
How'd you feel about that, Professor?
Excellent.
I couldn't hear my footsteps at first. I had to actually turn my body towards the TV. I think at one point I got stuck on the cage that goes down to Oogie's lair.
Yeah, you went left a little bit too far.
Yeah, I think it was... I had to do 3 steps left instead of 4 steps before I started curving up. But, yeah, I at least have backups in case I do stuff like that. My other big concern was I started firebombing just slightly too early in Oogie because I wasn't hearing him go, ugh! But,
You were barely too far back. It was like 1 or 2 more steps.
But no damage, and under 4 minutes blindfolded. I couldn't have asked for anything better after not practicing for months.
Yeah, it was a little bit of like I said before you popped your headphones on. It was a tiny hiccup, but you know, we got there in the end. It was still pretty good.
Yep, and I can do that on any New Game Plus category. As you see there, I made a mistake and went to the next chapter. Luckily, in this category, we're allowed to reset game. But,
Yeah.
Tim Burton.
I am currently trying to learn the
Welcome
full
back.
Let's Dance route blindfolded. So maybe in future events, we could have Let's Dance blindfolded.
Yeah. So right now, the majority of the boss fight chapters are just, you know, you load the chapter, you fight the boss, and the chapter ends. So resetting the game doesn't save time on a ton of chapters, but there are 2 chapters where we reset just after we kill a boss, just to save some time.
Yeah. The 3 chapters we have to deal with like levels before the boss. Maybe 4 if you want to count Pumpkinhead. I just consider that a gauntlet before the boss.
Yeah.
But they're real quick. They're like 2-3 minute walks. The only one
Yeah.
that takes long is Deadly Danger Dungeon.
Yeah, for real. On the honest truth, like I said, it was this cuts out the majority of the long levels, so it's still a really fast run.
I didn't get a chance to get your thoughts. How was my blindfolded run for 2 months of no practice?
I think it went really well. Like, I mean, you didn't even have to look to figure out where you were, even though you like messed up and needed to figure out your safety strat. But like, you pretty much nailed it.
I just know if I'm not walking after I do my leftmost, I know I'm touching the cage.
Yeah.
Just the way that the camera works in American Xbox.
Yeah, auditory clues are really, really nice.
So even if I mess up, I know where I am. And what I did was I touched the residential area gate, walked down 11 steps and slid, walked right, and then just held up and mashed A.
Yeah, and it's easy to know where the gate is because it has a very distinct noise with the locked door noise.
And to this game's credit, every step is the same distance, and every slide is the same distance.
Yeah, it's very consistent. So here we are at the second boss right here. Big ol' spider boy, Mr. Spooderman.
We are dealing with one of 3 spiders.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not.
This is
it's
one
not
of-
a man. It's a mom.
This is one of like, what, 3 categories, not counting like difficulty differences, that actually fights all 3 spiders. Most of the any percent categories only fight 2.
I could have probably 2 cycled that.
Hey,
2 cyclings
alright.
meaning you got enough notes to start the Let's Dance. Sometimes the spider does not want to cooperate.
Yeah, if I had to say, I think the spider is the boss that really can just screw with you the most. Most of the other bosses, you can just like outthink them or outmaneuver them, but the spider's just so chunky and like he only has the one weak spot.
Yeah. So here, for safety strats, I'm gonna get 2 hand dancers behind Jack because I think Azumia explains it better. May you?
Yeah. So with the dancers that appear behind Jack with the spotlights, you start with 0, and generally from when you have 0 dancers, it means that you're gonna deal up from 0 to 99 damage to the boss's health bar, and then 1 dancer's 100 to 199, and so on and so forth up to 4. But like, since it took the 3 cycle there, he could have probably only done 1 dancer, but it's safe to get 2 if you get the 2 cycle.
It just guarantees I have enough damage because that's just a
8.
nope. Yeah, 8. Oh yeah, 8. I sometimes don't consider this a boss fight.
This chapter is so fast and kind of so easy that I don't blame you.
I forgot this was a boss. So basically, Oogie Boogie stole Dr. Finkelstein's brain and switched it with a monster brain, but he decided to leave the brain just like 5 feet from Finkelstein.
Yeah. Honestly, if the final song wasn't the best song in the game, this would probably be my #1 song. Like, the full version of this, it just slaps. Like, Jack's verse especially.
Unfortunately, we're only going to hear about 45 seconds of it.
Yeah. But the instrumental on this is great. It's like the instrumental on this and the soundtrack when you first enter the laboratory area, those are both just pristine.
Yep, a lot of organ and a lot of bass.
Yeah.
Bass and brass.
Yeah.
103, not bad.
Yeah, for real. As the closer you get to 1 minute is about the perfect fight for both chapter 8 and chapter 15.
Alright, Peril in the Pumpkinhead. We're now going to fight Beryl. People might be asking, where's Shock? So this is the Pumpkinhead.
That's a good question.
No, well, the technical boss fight for Shock was a little mini game where you had to climb Dr. Finkelstein's tower without getting hit with rolling rocks. And 0.5 A presses.
I don't know if this is even remotely close to true, but like my little headcanon is like the developers were like, we can't have them just gang up and beat on this one little girl one-on-one. So we're just gonna make it a minigame. Yeah. But you know, we get to fight her in an actual boss fight pretty soon here.
I wouldn't call it fighting.
That's probably a good point.
So here, best case scenario, firebombing would be faster, but consistently fast is just doing what this is called the homie hurricane. Shout out to my baby gravies out there.
Yeah, I usually charge up hold down the Y button because the taunting of ghosts and tricks are really inconsistent for me.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit slower to charge it up. And this is the last floor right here before the boss fight coming up. Oh, did he get iframes or were you just far away?
He got iframes.
Wow. Can't say I've seen that before.
The ghosts have like super long iframes though.
Yeah, coming out of the pumpkins, the ghosts are... I hate them.
Yeah.
So
I tried to
here's
jump
Daryl.
in there for swag, but that didn't work out. So
yeah, I usually face right onto the pumpkin. But yeah, quick little I was gonna say 3 cycle, but I mean I don't think it was really a cycle. It was just 3 shot.
Yeah. What I try to do is I try to blast him into the wall. So even if he jumps away, there's not a lot of places where he can jump to.
Yeah, if you let him get into the middle, he can jump basically anywhere in the room.
Since I got hit, I'm doing chapter select just to refill my health.
Yeah, it's a good good shortcut.
Yeah.
So this is Runaway Clown. This is the rematch, or I don't know if it's a rematch, but we get to fight another spider. It's in a little secret chapter, but to get there, we have to actually go all the way back to town.
And that's just a long walk.
Yeah.
In this part of the story, we just got back the residential area key.
Yeah.
And at this point, the mayor has been locked up. By Lock, Shock, and Barrel, not for his political crimes. But,
yeah. Locked him up.
Yeah, locked him. Lock and Shock dealt with residential area while Jack dealt with the pumpkin area.
Man, it really is inconvenient having more adversaries than you have on your than you have allies. Sorry.
It's not my fault that the town is full of idiots.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
The only smart one is Behemoth.
Yes, thank you.
Idiots, all of you. Not you, Behemoth. You're doing good.
Yeah, I mean, he did his job. You seen all those pumpkins?
Yeah. He did not go out to make weapons. He dealt with the pumpkin patch like he did his job.
He was so smart that Oogie didn't even get to manipulate him. Behemoth was just doing his thing.
Yeah. Behemoth 100% smartest person in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Behemoth for mayor.
Behemoth 300 IQ.
What would... Do we know what the mayor's name is? If Behemoth became mayor, I wonder what they would call the mayor.
I don't believe the mayor got an official name.
I would call him
he's
Harvey just because of the Two-Face.
Yeah. Well, he's a two-faced politician.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's the joke with both Harvey Dent and Mayor.
Harvey Dent's a politician?
He was before, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really follow superhero stuff that much. Do you need to present clown to be able to talk to Igor?
Yes, because you have to activate Dr. Finkelstein saying, go check the toolbox. Also, can you check on Igor, see if he's okay?
Oh.
I
I feel like I skipped this, but I'm not 100% sure of that.
Merry Christmas!
All bosses.
There we go. So we're just gonna leave. We're just gonna leave him to run around. We're not coming back to save him.
Damn, I guess you're right. My PB does walk into the residential area.
I tried it before, I believe, on my second attempt, because my first attempt in PB is still up on my channel.
Yeah. Just feels bad because all we need from this chapter is the secret chapter. We don't even need the bone driver, but oh well.
Unfortunately, secret chapters can only be accessed inside chapter. Okay, another thing. If we unlock a secret chapter, like, you know, New Game Plus situation, have it, like, automatically, like, chosen from inside the chapter select.
Yeah, like, you know how it goes chapter select? You should be able to go vertically through the chapters, and then the two chapters that have secret chapters, just have that a horizontal movement.
Yeah, or, like, you press the chapter, like, you press, like, X, and then A.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That'd be so much better quality of life.
Because I'm sick of climbing this thing. And then when you beat the secret chapter, then it just kicks you out of the chapter. So you can't, like, cheese it for time.
Yeah. Man, we would make good game developers if we weren't, like, bad at developing games.
Well, I'm just an idea man. I'm very good. I've always wanted to be a toy maker, so I have that innate creativity and love for video games and toys.
Alright, Stu Pickles.
No, there's this channel that, like, breaks down how, quote-unquote, how rich / how poor different cartoon dads are. Their most famous one is How Poor is Hank Hill. And
wow.
I've always wanted them to do Stu Pickles because he's an inventor, but he's from California.
Yeah.
And some of his
I never
inventions
knew
are-
that took place in California, dang.
Yeah.
I mean, they can afford to go to Paris.
Just like, oh, no, not just go to Paris. Go to Paris overnight.
Yeah.
Like, literally, he gets a call at 2 a.m., and they're on a plane to Paris the next day after getting passport photos.
I mean, maybe... I don't remember the exact plot, but maybe there was, like, somebody that was interested in one of Stu's inventions, and they paid for him to get out there, but...
Well, also, it was
Can't
easy.
really tell.
It's also kind of easier to go through all that because pre 9/11.
Yeah, I was gonna say TSA was lax.
TSA was like, 9 children going through the X-ray, don't care.
I was never X-rayed, but I only flew post 9/11.
I've only been X-rayed at the dentist.
Yeah, I've had, like, bone X-rays, but...
Oh no, I've had one from a hairline fracture in my left arm. Now when I shake my hand like this, you can hear a crack.
Oh, you're Drake.
Yeah, I'm Drake. It's not as loud as Drake's, but someone finally got the reference.
That
It's
was
like a
my
little
show.
popping sound. Hey,
Yeah.
why did I do that?
I'd love to see Drake... Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Did you talk to Igor?
80%... Yeah, I did. I was in 80%
Okay.
mode.
I
We
would
won't
love
be
to
doing that in
see.
the actual event.
I want to see Drake with that popping wrist playing or like throwing around a pair of clackers at the same time.
Unfortunately, he won't be able to do that in prison.
No, yeah, I know. It's a little bit upsetting, but current event years.
It is current year, my fellow Americans. And here's one way you can make the common streamer happier.
Tell us in the comment section who's watching in current year.
That's just a... I always like making fun of Cosmo just because they're like, it is current year, and here's how you can make writers feel more welcome. How you can make women feel happier this year. How you can make your pet goldfish not racist.
I didn't know that was a big issue.
Cosmetology just has like the weirdest, like some of the issues they talk about. Like,
Do they
yeah,
just
they're-
make up these issues?
Sometimes they make up the issues, yeah.
Okay,
I don't
so
want to talk about them because I don't want to bring politics into this. It's just,
Yeah, we're
watch-
speedrunning.
yeah. So yeah, this is a great game. I love The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Me too. I like this spider's color palette. It's really nice. It suits the sewer atmosphere. So the first spider is orange, this one the green, and the last one we get to fight is blue.
Yep. And this is the smallest arena.
Yeah. The one with the blue spider is just barely bigger, but
And
this
tall enough for him to jump properly.
yeah. This arena and the blue spiders arena let you circle around back of them if you're close to perfect and just like insta cycle them. Timing is tight though.
Yes. And we mentioned that we do reset strategies here. Specifically, just to make it fair, we wait till we get the bone biscuit that the spider drops, then reset. Because I could just be like, okay, I hit him, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Again,
life
it's just
bar
to make everyone on
disappeared.
the same playing field.
Having consistent rules is like consistent and clear rules are good. And so like otherwise if we didn't quit out right there, we would have had to like go back all the way up the tower to Igor, get the bone driver, and then go all the way back to the residential area, and that would have took another 4 minutes at least.
And that's why my save is on Rooftop Rumble, so I can just quickly get to it when I do my reset strats. Just a couple second optimization. I don't consider that cheating. I mean, if you want to, that's fair.
Nah, I don't think it is. It's just like it's pretty good, pretty smart.
I'm probably gonna have to just do Mayor's Madhouse first next time, just so I can just easily mash A. Or probably do that for Grizzly Gauntlet or something like that.
Yeah.
But
the fun part is you get to just hit next chapter in this. You just beat these boys. You hit next chapter and you're
And
already
you're
on the
up.
next fight.
So this is
Yeah.
why we don't really consider it fighting.
I say boys like guys.
Oh yeah, boys.
You know,
with an
gender
eye.
gender neutral. Yeah. Boys with the eye.
That's why I jokingly say Gades and Littleman.
Yeah. I kinda like in my mind when you said that I was thinking boils and ghouls.
102, not bad for Rooftop.
Yeah.
One flat
Like-
is still the current world record. We're
I was
trying
gonna
to
say,
hit
just
59
like-
badly.
Just like Finkelstein, both of them are trying to go to 59.
The 59.
Can you imagine if somebody hit back-to-back 59s on those in a world record run? I would just not even try, I think.
No, I would just be full on blank hard.
I wonder who... Imagine if Bullseye Strider started speedrunning.
Oh my god, he would dominate the nightmare boards.
Yeah.
Make it out of here alive.
first the nightmare difficulty, then he's gonna be like, okay, that was a fun challenge. Let me do everything else.
He's like, I already have experience with Nightmare Hundo. I could knock this out in 4.5 hours.
Yeah. So, cool thing about all bosses, we get to have fun strategies like skeleton jump.
Yep.
This was found by my good student teacher, Azumi.
Yeah, I found a few triple flips that save a little tiny bit of time, like less than 10 seconds each. This one was a bit tricky to find because
I was too low.
Yeah. I think once you're on the platform, you can do like the backwards, and then I kind of want to call it a backwards long jump now, because you go backwards 1 flip and then you go forwards 2 flips. But just running off the edge with a coyote jump, it's the only way to do it.
There we go. I just call it a jump storage because store your position and jump.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one, jump storage. So here we go.
So we
Excellent.
probably net lost like 3 seconds.
Yeah, just because we didn't hit it first try, but it probably saves 8 to 10 seconds.
Yeah. Especially if you can
hit
hit
it
this
first.
cycle first try.
Yeah.
Don't care.
These are the least deadly swords in the entire fucking
Wasn't fast enough. I was trying
gauntlet.
to dodge the first fire.
Yeah. Just barely ran out of your 7 seconds.
Yeah. But those are the least deadly. You could swing in front of them. And it's easy to swing in front of them. So, same deal here. We're fighting another spider. Originally, we finished this chapter to hit next chapter. But, like, once we allowed reset game, it just made both spiders just infinitely better. And
Yeah, doing the second half of this chapter probably takes another 2 minutes. But resetting and loading, maybe 20 seconds.
Not to mention, it would just suck if, like, you had perfect fights, but you lost it to clown RNG.
Yo, wouldn't it? That would be terrible.
So, the point of all bosses is to fight the bosses, not save clown.
Yeah.
So, just a fairness thing. This was a great spider.
Yeah, perfect fight for the non-first spiders is usually 3 cycles. And this is looking like it's panning out to be that. With the level 3 Soul Robber, you can basically, tornado in every single spider in the room if you're good enough, or like if they're in a packed enough formation. So reset after the cutscene, just like after the Bone Biscuit here.
Yep. Again, even playing field. Because we could have someone like try to 1-frame hit, then reset, and then that's just not fair to people who A, missed it by a frame, or B, they can't really hit that well.
Yeah, the alternative would be like when the health bar starts fading out, but that's harder to judge. So.
Yeah. This just guarantees that.
And even though it adds like maybe 5 seconds across both spider fights, it's across the board across every run, so it's still fair.
Yeah. Being moderators for leaderboards, you have to take into account like what's fast but what's fair.
It's what's fast, what's fair, and what's fun.
Yeah.
The 3 Fs. This has always been a classic song. Alright, let's see if we can get this perfect fight. Alright, that's clean, that's clean.
Just to be a sport, dear Jack.
Alright, that was good. That was good. I usually start at the middle. I'll throw the middle one in, and then, like, take a half
Yes.
step. Alright, he's at 1 HP right here.
Yeah.
And the style finish.
That is, if you can somehow get 3 bombs on the first one, that first verse is actually deceptively shorter than the second verse where he, like, that's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So it's...
And then
it's,
the second verse, he also lets you throw bombs into his mouth twice in a row.
Yeah. So it's possible to hit 3 and get, like, a perfect fight, but it's more likely to just get 2 bombs.
Most likely, the IL will probably kill him before the second gun thingy. So going for Cold Front here. Good, consistent damage on the Fire King. You do Fire for the Ice King,
Oh, wrong
Ice for the
button, wrong
Fire
button.
King. Oh, shit. That's actually pretty smart. Oh, he's blocking you. There you go.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with Fire King, because after Ice King's defeated, he can Oogify himself, and he becomes immune to all damage until you present him.
Actually, no,
And-
it's shadow form, not Oogie form.
Oh.
50 seconds,
The,
not
the,
bad.
the one enemy that's not an Oogie form. But still, so he can go Shadow, and he can also do a little dig into the ground, and then he'll come back with more health, which is annoying.
Or he can also rage if he drops his weapon, where he constantly jumps and you cannot get close to him.
Yeah.
But, Fire and Ice King. Fun, fast fight on easy, nightmare on nightmare.
Actually, best, most concise way I couldn't have said it better myself.
Both of us have had problems on Nightmare 100% where we were stuck.
So this is the train. There's a little a saw blade at the nose that's threatening to sever a little rope switch and drop Sandy Claus into his demise. But
Which
usually,
I don't know how.
yeah, I know that was like the most Looney Tunes trap Oogie could have devised ever.
Yeah.
And we're already on to the final chapter here.
That was
The final
honestly
fight with Oogie.
fast. That was a fast. That might have beaten my record for PB.
Yeah, that was a fantastic train.
I'll
Usually I have to
retime
go
it
to the
after this to see if it actually is.
Usually I have to go back to the other side of the switch. But you hit it through the switch. That was great. So this is the first and final fight with Oogie, which you might be confused by, but technically, if you follow the cutscenes, which we skipped, the first 2 fights with Oogie was just his shadow.
Yep.
The Casino Clash fight makes you think it's Oogie, but then in the cutscene immediately following it, he goes, "Oh, it was just my shadow again. You can find me in Christmas Town, though."
Bye now! Explosion.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how his shadow explodes powerful enough to destroy his center platform.
I don't know either. I think, like, and the funny part is, it's like Jack goes full cool guys don't look at explosions at the end.
Wag.
So Mega Oogie on easy takes 2 fire blasts to the ankles, and then he falls over. You can get a good, fair amount of damage in here, and usually a 2-cycle downing is pretty optimal here.
I think he has. I think it's 15 fire blasts to kill him.
Yeah, I think it's 1500 health. I wouldn't
15
know.
or 16.
I don't know offhand. I want to say it's an odd number of fire blasts, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, 15.
Kneel
am
to the king.
surprised how fast I've done this.
He has a damn guillotine on his back.
He has a car. Where'd the car come from?
Well, it's not the mayor's car.
It's just a random red car in his chest. It's not in... This is a different model, by the way.
Yeah, he's missing legs.
And the car.
Yeah, that too. So this is technically 7 Holiday King Oogie, but, you know, just by default. He couldn't be king if it was a democratic election. Not even in his dreams.
But his cloth crown is kind of cool.
Yo, yeah, Mega Oogie's model is really, honestly, really cool.
One of the
I might get a
things
tattoo of Mega Oogie.
what I like about this game, I failed the combo, man. Who
Oh well.
cares? But what I like about this game is they give. I've always loved like character models and like character trophies you can look at and like study.
Yeah, like you can just like move them around and everything. And if you get an A rank or higher in the final chapter here, you get Mega Oogie's little figurine.
And you can like examine like the different, because there's like some stuff you cannot see in the game. Like there's like I think there's a detail on his left armpit that has like things. Also, that's a Xbox exclusive camera angle.
Yeah, you don't get that close up on the PS2 version.
I don't know why.
I have no idea either. Jack is a parkour master.
Yeah. Also,
You
that's
wouldn't
just
know
what
that
he
from
did from
gameplay, but
well, you would if you're a speedrunner. And you're
I was just thinking that
if
if you're a speedrunner and you see somebody pull off skeleton boost and then you see him do that on those girders there, you're like, okay, yeah, that adds up. I love this
pressed
song.
Y. I pressed
Why?
I hate when it does it. Register my buttons.
Alright, here's the final stretch. Now it's time for you to see what it really means to scare. Cause I'm a gambling boogeyman, although I don't think that. This is like the hardest button combo in the game. But it's so fun. Like once you learn it, once you learn it, yeah. Once you learn it, it feels so good to like input though.
Yeah. So that was all bosses in Nightmare Before Christmas: Oogie's Revenge, including secret bosses. That's a fun category to get your feet wet with the game. If I could honestly choose any game, any
Category to put in?
yeah, any category, well, to put in, but any category to recommend to new runners, honestly, all bosses is perfect.
Yeah, Let's Dance is a little bit short. It cuts out the optional like spiders and barrel, I think. I don't know.
It does.
So Let's Dance is only the boss fights that have Let's Dance thingies, but you don't have to. It's not mandatory to do the Let's Dances.
Yeah. It allows you to also try out the harder tricks like Skeleton Boost and Paradive.
Yeah.
But it's a way for a runner to actually like get a feel for the game without doing the boring stuff.
Yeah, because when I started speedrunning, I started with like short form stuff. So not everybody can get into speedrunning and just immediately tackle a 2-hour run.
Not
But
me.
you know, 30 to 40 minutes, you know, that's a good sweet spot.
Yeah. 15's just like a little too short to where you're hyper focusing on every millisecond, and that's just not fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge, donation incentives, and all bosses. I thank you for giving us consideration, and I hope we can be a part of your marathon. Azumi, do you have any closing thoughts?
No, I mean, I think most of what I think was what I was just finished saying, but I also hope that we can bring something into a marathon, because this game is criminally underrated, It's a cult classic, but it's honestly just a gem.
Yeah. Not to mention, it's The Nightmare Before Christmas's 30th anniversary this year in 2023. It deserves a little love this year.
That is very true.
So, this has been The Professor.
And Izumi.
Class is dismissed.